By now, in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, a lot of you are becoming familiar with Zoom, the video conferencing program that churches and Bible studies have been using to meet online together as a church. Businesses, schools, coronavirus task forces are using it too. Zoom is everywhere. Now, it's really nice to use Zoom on a laptop. All the callers are there tiled on the screen in front of you. You can see everybody. It's fun. But have you ever tried it on your smartphone? Zoom can't really display each of the callers together on a smartphone. So the video of whoever is speaking pops up on the screen. Well, that's nice in an orderly business meeting. But have you ever tried this with an extended family who are all enthusiastic to see each other, like ours? Whoever makes the most noise in the microphone pops up on the screen. And you're in a call with a whole bunch of noisy people. So 5 to 10 images of laughing, shouting, and commenting people flash on your phone screen in seconds. It's enough to cause a seizure. The faces flash by in rapid succession as everyone's talking. It's hysterical, but it's also a bit stressful, especially if you're, an introvert looking for a safe place. These are such precious people, and you want to dwell on each person and each story and each question and response, but the human brain cannot process that much information that quickly, let alone formulate a response before you get cut off by a louder person. But there is a person who can manage that much information quickly. There is a person who is infinite mind. There is a person who is interested in every detail. There is a person that tens of thousands are beginning to speak to these days, and all at the same time. In Psalm 139, the psalmist David writes, "O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down, when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down. You're acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You hem me in behind and before. You lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It's high. I cannot attain it." And then dropping down to verses 17 and 18, he says, "How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I were to count them, they're more than the sand. I awake and I'm still with you." In this pandemic, people are turning to God. They're scared, or they're going batty, or they're presented with unprecedented challenges, and people are crying out to God. My daughter-in-law, Leslie, commented on this recently. "I thought about God," she said. "I thought about him receiving all these extra calls. So many voices coming over the microphone with needs, demands, thanksgivings, cares, fears, and questions. Faces flipping by like they do on a Zoom call. And I realized," she says, "how grateful I am that God is not confined to a two-dimensional screen. We don't have to make the most noise just to get a split second on his screen. He's not overwhelmed or bogged down. It's not laggy from all the extra users. His circuits aren't shorting out. His bandwidth isn't slow. He has the capacity to give his undivided attention to each one talking as if they were there, present, and no one else was. My husband and children home 24/7 with me," she continues, "and they have been for the last 13 days and will be for the foreseeable future. The times when they're all talking to me, waiting for an answer, wanting to show me something and asking about dinner, well, let's just say the fact that God can listen to billions of prayers and not be overwhelmed amazes me and comforts me to my core. He is El Shaddai, the all-sufficient one. He is Yahweh, I am that I am. He is El Roi, the God who sees me." Thanks, Leslie. David said in verse 6, "Such knowledge blows my mind with wonder." It's extraordinary. It's incomprehensible. Too great for me to understand. So, did it ever occur to you that nothing ever occurred to God? He is infinite mind. He has a plan. He has no lack of power in working out that plan to accomplish his purposes. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to fix this coronavirus situation quickly. There are so many lessons that mankind needs to learn. But he does hear the prayers of his children. And he does know them, even before you speak them. We have an amazing God. So let's all pray to him at the same time and in as many languages as we can manage. And let's see what we can do. See you in the throne room, and maybe see you on Zoom as well.